Do you recommend to have a hard copy of each document, every report, you know, the circle chart and the 5 critical reports, the GPS and all these things, or can you have a folder available on the computer which the Trusted Advisor can open and show the client on the computer and save a few trees? Well, I would say probably not. It depends on your technology, and I'll show you what I do in a minute. But if now this technology is available, I just, I think before you stop printing out paper reports for clients at the client meetings, you need to have some better technology than a single computer monitor. So what you're looking at here is a gigantic monitor that's a touch screen that's built into a tabletop. Okay, so now as long as you can get these reports to be at or larger than regular letter size, so in the U.S. that would be 8.5 by 11, and elsewhere in the world, what is it, A4? It's roughly the same size. So, but some reports, and it depends on the age of the client. So, for example, the numbers history, which has a lot of little bitty numbers on it. If we have older clients over age 60. We will often print those reports onto an 11 by 17 double-sized sheet of paper so that they can see the numbers. And those big reports fold up nicely into, if you fold it in half, it turns into an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper in the stack, but when they get to that report, they open it up, it's a nice big report. So if you have a big tabletop monitor like this, then when you okay, so the two things that make it hard to do it electronically is that clients often look at 2 or 3 reports simultaneously. So, which is something you typically cannot do on a computer monitor or an iPad unless you have a setup like this. So if you had a setup like this, you could open up 3. So let's say they're looking at the numbers history, the circle chart, and let's say the behind the numbers report, and they've got all 3 in front of them. If you have a tabletop monitor like this, you could open all 3, and if the numbers history needs to be twice the size, you could grab the corners of the document and pinch it, make it larger, and that would work just fine. My office is a little bit different. I've got a half of a wall is a monitor, and so these are not actually pictures of my offices. I found better pictures online, but instead of a tabletop, if you've got this kind of a setup like I do, where like half your wall is a monitor, and you could do in essence the same thing, where you could open up 2 or 3 reports and you could resize the reports to be larger if they need to be read larger. I think you could do it electronically that way as well. But other than that, I would say no, that until you get such technology available in your office, the paper reports are the most practical, and primarily because clients need and often will understand an issue better if they are looking at 2 or 3 reports together.